So I hope I didn't make you all seasick while I was moving that. But anyway, this is something that I really wanted to fit to the machine. I'd looked at all sorts of different ways of doing it. Some people use windscreen wiper motors by building structures on the end of the milling machine to drive the shaft through here. I'd actually experimented with this fractional motor to drive the nut on the end of the hand wheel here. That did actually work extremely well actually. But after seeing somebody else on YouTube adapt this system, I thought, well, this is the best way of going ahead with it. I had thought of the idea of actually having a belt drive fitted, but then you've got the problem of easily releasing the motor from the handle in this case if you want to operate the milling machine manually. So I think this was the perfect answer in the end. I showed before how you release this from the mill. There's a tiny Allen screw in here that's unlocked, and the motor is mounted to here a stainless steel plate, and that pivots in out of the way when it's not in use, and you just engage that with the large gear here, and then just lock that in place, and you're ready to go. I looked on the internet to see if I could buy the couple of suitable gear wheels, but I couldn't really find exactly what I wanted. So after a lot of thought, I decided, well, let's have a go at making the gear wheels. I think in a way I've bitten off more than I could chew by doing this, but I started by making the 30 tooth gear, the smaller gear here, and I based the tooth pattern on module 1 gears, which were used as change wheels on my small mini lathe. It turned out quite successful in the end. I used a method which I'd like to show you in a video another day on how I actually made the gears. I used the poor man's method of making them. So I made the small gear one day, the second day I made the larger 60 tooth gear. To attach them, the 60 tooth gear is attached using a small grub screw, and that's locked to the inside of the hand wheel. The smaller gear, I made a little keyway which fits it to the flat on the shaft of the fractional motor. So perfect really. I just used some silicone grease on the gears. These are made out of aluminium. I toyed with the idea of making them out of some form of plastic, but I thought, perhaps in the end aluminium gears would be perhaps a better way to go. I'd had the fractional motor for actually quite a long time with all the control system for it, because I had considered doing something along these lines many years ago, but I never ever got round to working out an easy way of doing it. All the controls that had all control circuitry, the rocker switch which gives you your left right movements and speed control, are all mounted in a little box just in front of the machine. The back of the fractional motor, I put a little plastic cover over it just to stop any swarf sort of getting onto the little contacts here, and I've just cut a small patch of leatherette which I just simply fit under here just to stop swarf from dropping onto the gear wheels and jamming the gear wheels up. And rather a simple solution really, but it does work. So I hope that bit of additional information is useful to you, and perhaps, you know, inspire other people to make up a similar system for their own milling machine. Certainly a lot easier to do than all the various other methods that I've seen on YouTube. Some of them incredibly complicated. The complication with a lot of them is making a means of unclutching the motor from the drive mechanism so that you can operate the mill manually. I mean, this literally only requires releasing that Allen screw and locking it in that position quickly. It takes seconds to do, so for manual work or setting up work, it can be very, very quickly done. And then when you've got a lot of milling to do, this takes a lot of the labour out of a milling operation. Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining me again in the workshop. I hope to produce some more videos in the future, and I will produce a video at some point to show you how I made these gear wheels. Cheerio for now. Bye bye.